Well, good afternoon, Oak Hills family. I want to welcome you to our latest ministry partner update. Today, I'm talking with Patty Hess, who's the pantry director of King's Cupboard. Oak Hills has been a partner of King's Cupboard for over 10 years. We collect food throughout the year for the pantry, and some of our family members volunteer at the pantries when it's open on Thursdays. So, Patty, I have had the privilege of being able to volunteer at the pantry a time last December. And I found it just to be delightful because the people who are volunteering know the clients, and they just were enjoying each other. The shopping experience is great because they get to pick their own stuff, and they leave with what they need to nourish their bodies. And you guys are just great at nourishing their souls with hugs and with, greetings. And so, we're in COVID now, and I'm assuming things are different. So how are they different now?
First of all, thank you, Sylvia, for inviting me to come and share. Things are extremely different at the pantry during COVID. Previous to COVID, we were a shopping style pantry. We set up an upstairs area like an actual grocery store with produce and pastries and breads. And the downstairs we had set up to do our frozen foods, our canned goods, our dried goods. And each client would come in and had a personal shopper upstairs and downstairs, and they'd walk through. And so there was a lot of visiting, sharing as they shopped through the pantry grocery store. Now it's COVID. Our church has been closed since March. The building is actually closed. So we can't have our volunteers or our clients in the building, except for volunteers come in a much smaller group of people. We have to pre-pack all of the boxes. The pantry does the upstairs boxes and the downstairs boxes. Those all have to be then brought upstairs and outside. We purchased wagons so that it's a drive-through pantry now. There's little or no communication. Even registering the clients is a simple name, zip code, and I might get to greet them. They all have to have a mask on. I wear a mask. All of our volunteers wear a mask. So much of the giving and the sharing and the relational type situations are gone. They're basically gone. We've gone from approximately 50 volunteers per month working at the pantry to 15. Everybody is socially distanced, wearing their masks, and we've made a whole new schedule on how all of that happens. I would say that's the biggest change. We've also seen a number of new families that you wouldn't expect to see at a food pantry. And it's heartbreaking, and we can relate nearly all of that to COVID.
So when they come in and get the food, now it's once a month that
Yes.
you in the pantry. And so how much food does a family receive in those boxes that you pack?
The boxes, for the smaller families, we break it into two sizes, the A boxes and the B boxes. So the smaller families would receive from upstairs, downstairs, approximately 60, perhaps up to 70 pounds of food. And the larger families would be 80 to, probably 85 pounds of food each time they come, they're loaded into wagons and then brought to the client's car and loaded into the car for them. So it's a lot of fresh produce. We work really hard to provide nutritional foods with a little dessert at the end, because that puts a smile on everybody's face.
Boy, it sure does. When I volunteered, I got to be a personal shopper, and yeah, just being able to talk with the clients is just very special. And so, our COVID protocols aren't going to be going away anytime soon. So, how does it look moving forward into the winter months that are always difficult, COVID or not?
The winter months during COVID are especially hard because number one, we have to pre-plan what we think is going to be our number. Um, Last month, we had been going at 60 families a month was our average for 3 months in a row. And last month we had to turn away 22 families because we just didn't have enough food packed up, and we can't go in the building and pack more food. So the other need is Oregon Food Bank, who supplies us with very low priced good canned goods and meats and things. They they don't have what they used to have to offer us, and we have started to have to purchase that food. We usually purchase it from grocery outlet, which is a decent price. However, we don't get any breaks, and so the cost of that, the cost of produce during the winter really increases. And so financially, help with purchasing our food is needed more than pre-COVID and more than summertime.
So, needs would be financial needs then.
Mostly we do love to have food donated, non-perishable food, except our church is closed. So we just are asking people that call and want to donate canned goods especially, or even toilet paper, which is always needed, that they have to contact me or the church and somebody would be there. Could I share a little story about what happened last week with the Boy Scouts?
Please.
Each year, the Boy Scouts in the Milwaukee area uh, come together, they do a food drive, and they've donated to King's Cupboard. In years pre-COVID, we were receiving as much as 2,000 pounds of canned goods and dry goods, and all the boys of every size would come and have cocoa and eat donuts and run around going crazy while we unpacked all the food. This year, 2 people delivered the food, 2 volunteers received the food and stocked all of our shelves with it. And still, we received 780 pounds.
Oh, well, that's great. Even COVID can't keep good causes down. So,
Exactly.
tell us a story of hope. That was one of them, with the Boy Scouts still saying we can do this. But what are some other stories that just stick out in your mind?
Well, because it's Christmas time, the holiday season, a story that happened a few years ago, we have all of our clients, once they sign in, they go into our sanctuary and sit and wait until they're called to do their shopping. And this year, it was a very nasty rainy day, so we brought people in a little bit earlier than we normally do. And one of our clients, she's a Russian speaking client, and she just started singing in Russian Silent Night. So someone came and got me and said, so and so is singing Silent Night in the church. Won't you go in and join them? So I did. And they kept singing in Russian. I sang in English. And before I knew it, our Spanish speaking families were joining in. And so the church was filled with Silent Night in at least 3 languages. And there's nothing more that can bring hope to you than being involved in something that beautiful.
And here's the hope that soon you'll be able to have that auditorium filled with maybe singing the Hallelujah chorus or
Oh, yes.
something that says COVID is done.
Yes.
And any other stories? What about clients who no longer need your services?
That's always a beautiful thing to see. Sad that we don't see them every month, but thrilling to hear of this story. One of our clients had been coming for every month for about 3 years. Very kind gentleman. Things turned around for him. We don't know how or why, but one day he came to Pantry not to shop, but to give to us in an envelope $300 in cash. Oh, that brings such hope because we could see that we had been there and now he wanted to be there for us. And so it continues on. It's not just King of Kings and all the churches and the King's Covered Pantry. It's the whole community that participates in this.
Well, that is a wonderful story. Both of those are. And we're really grateful that we're part of King's Cupboard as a partner. And we also are looking forward to the time when all of our volunteers can go back to be able to participate on Thursdays and receive those hugs and rekindle those relationships. And if as Oak Hills starts to have services, just to let you know, by the bulletin board in that area by the church office, there is a bin that if you have items that you would like to donate to King's Cupboard, you can put them in there, and then we'll arrange for those to get over to Patty and the food pantry. So thank you again, and we're just grateful that we're part of that ministry. So thanks, Patty.
Thank you. We are so grateful for all of you. This cannot be done without your support, your involvement, and your prayers. And you are all a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you.